This is a video lesson on how to rename files, create folders, and copy your work into your folder. Here we have created a Book 1 and a Book 2, but this isn't how it should be. You want to have an orange folder with your name on it and your work inside that folder with good names. Let's start by creating a folder with your name. At the bottom of the page is a little blue circle with a white plus. I press that. I can create a book or a folder. I want to create a folder. A keyboard pops up. In the top corner of the keyboard is a little X. When I press it, it will delete the letters in the new folder's name and give that a proper name. When you're done, you can click Done in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Book 1 is not a proper name for a book. There's no way to change it until I click the Edit button on the very top right of the screen. I press Edit, and if I hold my finger down on the book, a keyboard pops up. Again, I can erase the letters and write the name that would better suit my book. Let's do that for Book 2 as well. I hold it down, I erase the letters, and I write a better name. When I'm done, I can click Done in the top corner of the screen. But inside of the Scott folder, there are no files. I'm inside the Scott folder because at the top of my screen it says Scott. To get back, I click on the iPad button. Let's copy the About Me and the Home books into the Scott folder. I'm going to click on Edit. I'm going to put a check mark next to each of the files that I want to copy. At the very bottom of the screen, in the middle, it says Copy. I press Copy. I go into the Scott folder and I click Paste. Another copy of my files have been put in here. In the future, I should click the plus button at the bottom of my screen to create new books when I am inside this folder. Let's go back to the iPad screen because you can see there's an About Me and a Home in the iPad folder, and there's also an About Me and a Home inside the Scott folder. Let's change this drawing to include a sun. This sun is now inside the book that is inside the folder with my name on it. If I go back to the iPad screen, there is no sun inside this book. These are like two different pieces of paper. I click the page sorter to go back. I click the Explorer button to get to the Explorer. And now I am very sure that I want to delete these two books that are in the iPad folder. Be very careful when you're deleting. You don't want to delete something you worked hard on, and you don't want to delete something that someone else worked very hard on. Check with an older student or your teacher if you aren't sure. But I'm sure because when I look in the Scott folder, I see the books that I want, And if I go back to the iPad folder, I know these books I want to delete. Very carefully, I click the Edit button. I put a check mark next to the books that I want. I am very careful, so I check. Whoops! I put a check mark where I didn't want one, next to the Scott folder. I click it again to make sure that the only check marks appear next to the ones I want to delete. On the very bottom of the screen is a delete button. I click delete, and I'm asked if I'm certain that I want to permanently get rid of those files. I am, and I click delete. In the top corner, I click done. And now I have a folder where I can keep my work. If I want to create a new file or a new book, I should go inside the folder with my name on it and click the plus at the bottom of the screen. That way, when I create a new book, and by the way, when you create the new book, you can click the backspace and you can write the name when you create it. In the top corner, I'm going to click done, and then I can insert a picture and work with it as I'd like. This is My Pet Dinosaur. I hope you like it, and I hope you enjoyed this video demonstration of working with files on the iPad using Clicker Docs and Clicker Books and Clicker Sentences. Most of what we learned will apply for all those apps. Have a nice day.